Hi there! Most of you that have been following me on TikTok know that recently I got this thing working. This being my 1981 TE71 Toyota Corolla liftback 1.6 SE. It's got a 1.6 8-valve engine in it with a 36 DCD Weber carb. It's got a 5-speed manual gearbox and a handbrake. Most importantly of all, it's got rear-wheel drive. It's not road legal, it's unregisterable, but she's right as rain. I mean, it goes pretty damn well. Well, it goes pretty damn well for what it is, I guess. So I've gone and gotten its seats out of storage. I've got some stuff to put the dashboard back together, some stuff to put the windows back in. I've got a battery tray. I've got some rubbers, some sealing things. I've got some moldings and some more rubbers. And I've gone and gotten some windows. Well, I didn't go get some windows. I retrieved some from storage. And I still need to pillage some parts from that thing, like a mirror, speedometer, and just a gauge cluster in general. Need to pull for the seat belts, the seat belt buckles, and I think then I should be able to drive that thing. Disclaimer, I won't be driving it on public roads for obvious reasons. But even though it's not registerable and it's not road legal, I still want to have some fun with it. And there are plenty of ways to have fun with a vehicle that you cannot drive on public roads. Now, even though I can't drive it on public roads, there are many other ways in which you can enjoy an automobile that do not require you driving it on public roads. And I mean, I have this car. It doesn't owe me anything. I have it, which is the most important part. It works, so I might as well utilize it for that which I am able to use it. I might as well use it. But before I use it, obviously I need to make it a bit less sketchy, and I actually, need to do some very apparent reassembly. First things first, obviously since I'm putting the seats back in, I need to keep the rain out. I'll do the rear windscreen later. I don't have the rubber for it, but what I can do for now is I can put this window back and I can put all of these door rubbers back. Now, compared to what I'm used to, the Corolla's door rubbers are a bit weird because they need this scaffolding to keep them in. So I've pilfered the fastening hardware from the thing and the thing over there, and now I'll put these back, put the rubbers in, hope that I did it right, and crack on from there. Because we bought this thing I think we bought it in 2019, pre-COVID. Then I dismantled it, then I put all the parts in storage, and now it's here. So let's hope I can remember how to put this thing back together. And now I guess it's time to put the rubbers in. From what it looks like, it goes in sort of like this, kind of. It hooks into this little rail that I installed just now, and then at the very end here, it's held in with two of these little auto body clips. I think I'm going to start with the clips just to keep it in place, and then feed it and clip it into the rail system, and then it should work. I bloody hope so, because I can't remember how else to do this. Okay, so it's good that I practiced on the passenger side because it did prove to be quite tricky. Luckily, I then realized that it would be easiest to take the inside part of the rubber, this long lip here, put that in first and then massage in the outside part because this lip is considerably smaller. And then once you've started whittling with it and it gets a bit tricky, you use something like this. If you can use a plastic pry tool, it would be even better because that would stand less of a chance to damage the rubber seal. Obviously you don't want that because these are damn near irreplaceable nowadays. And you might find yourself asking, hey, what do you mean practicing on the passenger side? Well, if you're unsure about something, especially something like a door rubber, do it first on the passenger side, not on the driver's side, because if something goes wrong and your arse gets wet on the driver's side, that's inconvenient. If something goes wrong and water gets on the seats on the passenger side, that's funny. Luckily the driver side install went much smoother than the passenger side install. Now I just got to put these external rubbers back because they sort of help keep the windows in place, keep them from vibrating and then eventually breaking them. They're a little bit important. So luckily these just snap back on with the exception of a few self tappers as needed. So let's pop these on and see if I did this right. My fellow liftback owners will know why that's such a flex. Okay, so I can almost move on to the fun stuff, but first I need to install these rear quarter windows. Side windows, not quarter windows. These are the quarter windows. Anyways, those side windows are held in with these weird brackets that just sort of sandwich the windows against the bodywork, and then it just sort of is there. Not very complicated, but it's not fun to uninstall, and it's even less fun to install. It's a bunch of little screws, and you got to keep the window in place, and you got to finagle the brackets into place. It's not fun. So I think I'm just going to sort of hyperlapse the whole thing and get back to you guys once I'm done. Okay, now that most of the windows are in, I can start working on the interior, namely the dashboard, speedo, seats, and seat belts. I actually need to go get my tools, because up until now I was fine with just the Phillips head screwdriver, but I sense I'm gonna need a few more tools now. Some of y'all might be wondering why I am even bothering putting back the dashboard. And well, the answer to that is very simple. That's simply because, well, the speedometer, the hood catch, the fuse box, it's nice to have a cubby hold as well, but all of that needs a place to live. And in order, in my mind at least, to be able to have fun with the car, it at least has to have some amenities and some convenience to it. In other words, having a place to put your phone while you're mucking about, that's nice. Being able to know how fast you're going and how high your engine is revving, that's nice. Also, having a petrol gauge is amazing. And well, not having a bunch of weird wires and fuse boxes and thingies and thingamabobbins and ding-dongs bobbing about your feet while you are driving is also a lot of fun. So yeah, that's the reason for that. And luckily, putting all of that miscellaneous crap back into this car shouldn't be too difficult, because back when I sort of ripped this thing apart, I did a very good job at keeping all of the nuts, bolts, screws and other miscellaneous fasteners all together in these 4 containers. There used to be more, but I've since used them on my other project. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Now, I'll doll this up in a later video, but the basic stuff is in. Now I just need to get a driver's seat in here, and I should be able to drive this thing. So, dashboard, steering wheel, gauge cluster, cubby hold, seat, all of that is in. Now I just need to sort of clean up, tidy up, put everything back in its place, and go look for a seat cover, because that seat is yuck. Okay, so the working area has been cleaned up. I've got the battery in, battery is tied down, I've got the seat cover on. I need to put some petrol in this thing and then wait for the owners of those cars to get back home, because to say that I'm a bit parked in is a bit of an understatement. And then once all of those cars are out of the way and I've got some petrol in this thing, I can fire it up, and depending on how dark it is, because the day is winding to a screeching halt, the day is winding to an end, and this thing doesn't have lights, so I don't think it would be wise to drive it in the dark. So now I just gotta play the waiting game. Okay, it might just be because I'm not used to hooning about anymore, but I'm shaking. That was so much fun. Gosh! And now I gotta drive back home before it gets dark. Luckily my dad's over here with his shitbox hazard. Gonna have a lot of fun with that thing as well. So, I think the camera died on my way here. I think I'm gonna head back, stop talking to the camera, and just hope it doesn't die this time. Stuck open. That was scary. Okay, flashlight. It's a bit dark right now. Had a lot of fun in this thing. Few things I need to sort out. First of which being seatbelts. It needs seatbelts. We had some bucket seats in storage that my dad went and got today, so those got to go in. I think a roll bar and a harness bar would be smart with some 4-point harnesses, just because I think 6-point and 5-point would be a bit expensive to justify for this thing, but 6-point and 5-point are really the ones you should do. Then weld the diff. And then I need to figure out a proper bracket for the throttle cable, because I don't know if you guys realized that in the video, but there were a couple of times that the throttle stuck open, wide open, which was unnerving. But anyways, had a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Cheers.